Story 1. We're both 21 and we live with another male roommate. In a little town in Pennsylvania, she is my first girlfriend. I was worried at various points in our relationship that I would never know the full breadth of dating if I ended up long-term and marrying the first one, but that is besides the point. We moved in together in October of last year. Things had been rocky when we started waking up next to each other and started spending all day together, but we would eventually get past these squabbles. The other day, I was eating lunch at the Willow Grove Mall. Her boss GameStop comes over and eats lunch with me. Completely random event. We talk for about an hour and he seems to think that we aren't dating anymore. I ask him why. He says because she'd been dating another guy for a couple months but stopped about a month ago. I asked him if he was f***ing with me about 4 times and he said he was dead serious each time. I left and texted her what he told me. She asked me to come see her. She was setting up for Diablo 3 midnight launch at another store. I meet up with her and she tells me that she had been go out with a group of friends from yet another GameStop in the same district. She said that this is why her boss assumed she was dating someone out of this group of friends. She admitted that she liked one guy and that she hooked up with him one night. I asked her what hooking up meant, and she claims that it was only making out and nothing else. Jewel happened. I asked her if she was drunk, and she said no. She claimed that during that part of our relationship, she was not happy with us and that every little thing I did annoyed her. But she said that she has gotten over it and loves me still. I noticed that she had stopped hanging out with this group of people about a month ago. So I know she has distanced herself after the incident and she seems genuinely remorseful. Here's my problem. Do I break up with her? She had always been an outspoken opponent of cheating since her last boyfriend cheated on her, and she broke up with him because of it. This leads me to believe that it was a momentary lapse of reason. On the other hand, how do I know it didn't actually go to full-on sex with the other guy? Could she just be admitting a partial truth to get the burden off her chest, while hiding the rest of it so I won't break up with her? And because we live together, if she were to leave our house, it would be just me and my other roommate, and we wouldn't be able to afford the living arrangement.
First comment.
So here's a little good news and bad news. As always, it's best to start with the bad news, so without further ado, here it goes. She probably did more than just kiss this guy. Can I say that with absolute conviction? Probably not. But the fact is that it really does not matter. What you have to come to terms with is that she was dissatisfied with the relationship and sought intimacy somewhere else. Whether she had talked, shared a meal, or played video games with them doesn't matter. The truth is that she openly admitted to having an affair. Why is this important? Why should it matter that a person has an emotional affair with no sex? Honestly, it's because I see you treating the fact of whether or not she had sex with this individual as the sole deciding force on your future relationship. This is a big mistake. Here's why. It's a bad freaking sign. It probably means she's too young, immature to handle a lifelong commitment. Relationships go through rocky times. Her behavior suggests that when you guys start having problems again, she will probably rinse and repeat. Now, let's move on to the good news. The fact of the matter is you both are super young. It's a good thing. Embrace it. Furthermore, you don't seem, man, mind you, I'm reading deeply into your post, so I might be dead wrong to be too into this girl. It sounds to me like you still want to experience some things before you settle down. My advice: do it. Go out there and have fun. Treat this relationship as an awesome learning experience. Good luck.
Second comment.
So she cheated on you after she dumped an old boyfriend because he cheated on her. So she should know how bad it hurts to be cheated on, but she did it to you anyways. Honestly, dump her. The fact that her reasoning was I was unhappy in our relationship blah blah could easily mean that whenever things get rocky in your relationship, she will go to someone else. That's not how relationships work. Have her pay her share of the rent, find a new roommate, and cut your losses with this one.
Third comment.
Remember, admissions of cheating are like negotiating. You'll never get the best deal from someone selling you something. She's selling you an answer and she will give you as little as you're willing to take, which apparently isn't very much. Oh yeah, She CKD that guy. All the time. The reason they don't talk or hang out is that it was a full-on emotional relationship as well. And it went to shit. It wasn't a momentary lapse of reason. Just ignore her and get on with your life until the lease expires. If she brings other guys to the house, so what? It doesn't matter if she disrespects you to your face or behind your back. It's the same. So don't care about it. You can date other people as well. Story 2. My boyfriend's mother thinks I made him leave his trip early, and that I do this every time he stays away from home. My 21F boyfriend took a weekend trip to London to visit his university friends. He was unsure if he wanted to go, since the weekend would be spent drinking alcohol. We both agreed he should go, since he hasn't seen them for a while. Saturday night and my boyfriend is gone. I invite his little sisters to sleep over. They had been eager to sleep over since we moved into our new place, since we had gotten Wi-Fi that week, and I had no company for the night. I thought it would be a good evening for a movie night with them. The next day I dropped them home at his mother's house. Just before we left I had started to feel unwell, so I took my temperature and realized I was running a high fever. When we get to my boyfriend's family home, I am talking to his mother, and I tell her I think I have caught the cold that's been going around, which, just to clarify, their whole family has already had. She exclaimed, "Oh, a fever." Her tone was off. And this is a normal response if I mention I am ill. She has health issues. And her mindset around this is that she must put on a brave face. So I'm assuming she feels triggered when I am open about feeling ill. Later on in the conversation I tell her, my boyfriend is thinking about coming home tonight instead of tomorrow morning. She responds, "Oh, I must go and tell his dad." His dad is the one that's picking him up from the station. I tell her not to worry, since he is still unsure about arrangements, but she leaves the room to tell him anyway. When she comes back she tells me that his dad will be picking him up tomorrow morning, as arranged. I say, "Don't worry about picking him up. He wants to come home tonight and he has asked a friend to pick him up." She says, "Is he coming home because you're ill? He leaves early every trip he takes now." I said, "He was never really keen on the idea of a drinking weekend anyway. He knows I am ill, but I never wanted him to leave. I think he's just using my illness as an excuse to leave early." Then I say, "When did he come home early from a trip? I don't remember him ever leaving early." She says, "Last time he was away. He always comes home early." I said, "I don't remember where he went last time. Why did he leave early?" She was in the middle of cooking, so she just looked at the pan and stirred, mumbling something I didn't understand under her breath. I left the room. I text my boyfriend that his mom had just spoken to his dad about picking him up. My boyfriend called me. I told him about the conversation I just had with his mother. I started to cry. I wouldn't have usually, but I did feel poorly. I said, I felt like she just attacked me and I didn't understand why. He said that he has never left a trip early before, which I also had thought to be true, and that what she said was not fair. He then said that his friend couldn't pick him up tonight, so he was going to call his dad and ask himself. I told him not to, but he said he'd just like to speak to his dad himself. He texted me back a minute later to say that his dad had agreed to pick him up tonight. Before I left, I went to say goodbye to his mom. I told her that my boyfriend had just told me that his dad is picking him up tonight. She responded, "Oh, well, me and insert BFS dad name won't be watching out show together tonight then." I said, I did not want him to leave. I told him not to leave. I just spoke to him on the phone and he told me that I've never made him leave anywhere early, and I will never make him leave anywhere. For my sake, she said. "Oh, well, he must have just grown out of partying now." I said goodbye and left abruptly. When I got home, his mom texted me saying, "Hope you feel better soon. Loads of love." It made me feel very confused. Then my boyfriend texted me to tell me that his friend could pick him up now. I told him he should get a lift with his friend instead of his dad to avoid any drama. I just don't understand where his mother behavior has come from. She is always going hot and cold on me. It makes me feel like I'm interpreting things wrong.
First comment.
You need to put her on an information diet. It's clear she doesn't like you, so stop giving her any info at all. Don't bother telling her you feel sick. Don't tell her what your boyfriend is thinking of doing. Don't inform her of your plans. Just stop trying to talk to her like she's someone who cares. Politely communicate the bare minimum niceties, and that's it.
Second comment.
I think you are being too sensitive. It doesn't sound like his mother gave this comment a ton of thought. And it also sounds like she believes you when you corrected her. Let this be water under a bridge. I don't think she meant anything malevolent by it. And she said oh okay when you corrected her. Didn't insist or anything. It's fine. I think it's in your head. And in terms of being hot and cold, it sounds like she was cooking dinner and wasn't trying or wanting to entertain you, so she was distracted and making conversation. Just let it go. I also read your comment about when she threw out some drawings of yours. You care way too much if this woman likes you and are overthinking things way too much. If I was the BF's mom, I would be scared to talk to you lest I hurt your feelings unintentionally. I wouldn't want to wonder if what I'm saying will be considered mean.